I have always wondered, why do successful people that I look up to claim that they are depressed, unhappy, or even not satisfied with what they have going on? And I have wondered as well, why even average people feel the same? Is it something deeper than we think and deeper than we actually realize? Is the famous quote or is the famous saying that money can't buy happiness, is it actually true? Or maybe we should look at things in a deeper level. I have always been a big fan of Linkin Park, the rock band. And when the lead singer died, it was quite shocking to me, especially that he committed suicide. And he was feeling depressed and he was feeling not happy and not satisfied with what we have. And I've always looked up to him. Why such a person with so much fame, so much power, feels that he has nothing? We look up to people that they have perfect bodies and they still claim that they're not happy. We look up to rich people and they still claim that they're not happy. We look up to religious people even and they still claim that they're not happy. Why all of them claim the same? Why all of them claim the same thing? Could it be all connected somehow? I'm going to share with you my own philosophy into this and how I really perceive things and how I really perceive why do so many of us feel incomplete or feel that there's something missing in the puzzle. I really do believe that us humans, we are created out of 4 layers, and we should feed all of these layers in order to feel fulfilled and happy. And if we focus on one or two out of the 4 layers, we will feel that there's something missing, and we will always feel unsatisfied. The mind is your thinking machine. It's the way you formulate logic, memory, creativity, and even how you enhance your learning skills. It's where your beliefs are formed. The more you develop your brain, and the more you develop your mind, and the more you expose yourself to knowledge, the different perspective to life you will have. It's almost like you are in a room and you are opening up new windows with every knowledge that you accumulate, with every different perspective that you perceive. I really do believe reading books and reading past experiences and how great minds that we read about them and we learn from them through books really does help us to perceive and to view life in a completely different perspective. It's like we are wearing a new lens on every book that we read. And that, if we are very smart enough, because accumulating knowledge is one thing, but processing it into your brain is a completely different thing. And the more knowledge you have and the more you sharpen the knowledge that you accumulate, the different outcomes you could think of. And while you are learning all of these different new things that you are accumulating through books, you will be able to develop a thinking and a processing skills that will help you to always navigate life in a different way. It helps you to gain clarity, and it also helps you to preview things differently. If you really believe that you are stuck or you feel that you have no option, try reading books. Try learn from past experiences and see how similar people was caught up in your place and how did they really resolve the issue that you might be facing today. The second layer, your emotion. Your emotions are your inner compass. They tell you what's working and what's not. It's really fascinating to me how in every decision that we make, it's always the feeling of the mind and the heart are fighting against each other. We have a logical answer and then we have this emotional answer. And one of the best ways that I found to really feed up my emotional side is not to focus only into one relationship, but rather than looking at all of the different relationships that we need. There's a reason why we have friends, why we have parents, why we have siblings, and why we have a life partner. Most of us, especially when we grow older, we tend to focus only on few of them, or maybe only into our life partner. But I really don't think that that is the case. I really do believe that you need all of these different relationships, because in every relationship you would have a different language that you communicate with. The way I communicate with my friends is different than the way I communicate with my partner, and it's different than the way I communicate with my parents. And if I start up to put all of the pressure into all these different languages into one side, like for example, if I'm trying to communicate with my partner as the same way that I communicate with my friends, as the same way that I communicate with my parents, it feels like I'm putting a lot of pressure into them to be all of these different things that they can do. And that's why we feel hurt when we don't have someone that communicates with us into those different levels. While we shouldn't be looking only into one side of a relationship, but rather than different resources. We should look at it into different sides. We shouldn't be focusing only on one side of a relationship, but we should maintain all of these different angles on all these different languages that we have into the many different forms of relationship that we create along our lives. Talking to someone always does wonders, and talking to someone always helps us to feel better. Sure, we should have a friend to talk onto the things that we find funny. We should have a partner to talk about things that are very deep, and we should talk to our parents to rely on them and to be weak in front of them. The third layer is the body. Your body is a vehicle. Your body is the thing that carries your emotions, is the thing that carries your mind, and it is the main tool that connects everything. Having a weak body will always result into having a weak mind. Your body always needs a specific fuel, a fuel that your body is the way that you feed yourself, that requires a specific fuel. That fuel, if you always feed it the wrong thing, it will always lead to unclarity and poor judgments in life. Without energy and without health, everything else suffers. You can't even think straight, you can't feel fully, and you can't show up for your purpose. It's not about looking a certain way, it's about looking the best shape that you can be. Having a good body will always result into being more confident, into having a very clear mind, and it will help you to gain respect for many people because they know the amount of discipline and effort that you had to put in order to look a certain way. It's a way to boost your confidence, and it's a way to really help you develop. Lastly, and the fourth layer, which is the soul. I've always wondered, why do many people from different religions always feel the same when they go to their place of worship? If you ask a Muslim, what do they feel when they go to a mosque? If you ask a Christian, what do they feel when they go to a church? If you ask a Jew, a Buddhist, it doesn't matter. They will always tell you that they feel calm and peace. Could it be that religion is the way that we feed our soul? Could it be that the soul is something that we really need to tackle and we really need to pay attention to? Same way that we pay attention to our body, same way that we pay attention to our mind, and same way that we pay attention to our emotions. I really do believe that the soul is one of the missing links to many people. They neglect it for a very long time, and at the end, it comes into the form, or we tend to come up with the conclusion that our mind is the weak one, but I don't think so. We all do believe that our souls exist. We all do believe that we have souls within us, but for some reason, we neglect it the most. When you ignore your soul, your life feels empty, even when everything else looks successful. When you nourish the soul through prayer, meditation, purpose, you tap into something eternal and which is very, very deep that I can't even describe with my words. So here's the key at the end. You have to develop and you have to train your mind through knowledge. You have to strengthening the bond of your emotions through the different relationships that you have in your life. You have to feed and you have to exercise your body in order to carry the greatness within you. If the base is weak, the greatness within you will collapse. And at the end, your soul is something cannot be seen, but it's something that is so true. Try to focus into these different four things that I've just mentioned and see what will come up and see what will enhance within a month. Write down in the comments, what do you think that you are neglecting? Which part of these four different layers that you feel that you are neglecting? And what are you planning to do to fix them? Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.